Hi everyone, it's Brian. I have just watched the 2024 Golden Globe Awards, and this is my reaction video. So first off, let me just talk about the ceremony itself. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thought this. This year's Golden Globe Awards wasn't great, just in terms of like the presentation of the show itself, of the awards. It started off on a very unfunny, sour note with the host, Joe Coy, who went on and on and on in his monologue for like 10 to 12 minutes, and almost nothing he said was very funny. It just made the audience kind of cringe and feel awkward. I mean, that joke about Barbie, how it's just based on a doll with boobs. I knew about 3 minutes in this was going to be rough, and then it just kept going. At one point I tweeted, "Please end, for the love of God." I mean, the Golden Globes has never been like the greatest award show, but typically the show moves along pretty well. There's an energy to it. There are some good speeches here and there because everybody's been drinking, and I have a lot of fond memories about Golden Globe ceremonies in the last 20 plus years. This year, something was off about the show. It felt stiff all the way through. I hated how the presenters had their backs turned to the audience. That was strange. And then instead of having the presenters just read the names of the nominees, we had the extremely formal announcer guy saying all of their names, and it just never felt right. The speeches from the winners were always super short, whereas the presenters could go on and on and on with their comedy banter. The winner would get up there, and apparently I think they would see 30 seconds, and then they had to get off the stage. And it just took away from some of those moments we love during the speeches themselves, especially when it's somebody who was in a movie we loved, gave a performance that was amazing. Like, give them their time to shine. They don't need to be up there for 3 minutes, but some of the speeches felt extremely rushed. I didn't like that. So I would give this Golden Globe ceremony like a D minus. I wasn't happy. I'm hoping the upcoming SAG Awards and the Oscars are at a much higher level of quality than this year's Golden Globe Awards. Now, in terms of the winners on the film side, I went 8 for 10. Of the 10 categories I predicted in my December Golden Globes predictions video, I got 8 of the 10 right. Let's talk about the 2 I didn't get right. Now, here was a case where I was wrong and you were right. You were right in correctly predicting that Cillian Murphy would win Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama for Oppenheimer. I just felt like because Bradley Cooper gives a much showier performance in Maestro, and because he got a Best Director nomination, I was like, they're not gonna let Maestro go home empty-handed. They're gonna give it something, and they're gonna give it to Best Actor Bradley Cooper. And so when they announced Cillian Murphy's name, first off, I was very happy because that is my favorite performance in the category. And then secondly, I was like, wow, Bradley Cooper lost the Golden Globe. In some way, I feel like this was the easiest prize for him to get this whole award season. And so I'm already starting to think Bradley Cooper's Oscar chances are dead, like are finito. I don't think he can come back from this. Like, if Bradley Cooper can win Best Actor at SAG, he might still have a chance, but I feel like Cooper needed to win this tonight. He needed to win Best Actor at the Golden Globes, and the fact that they went with Cillian Murphy, it tells me that outside of a miracle, Bradley Cooper is probably not going to win anything else the rest of the season. In some ways, I feel like the Oscar SAG might come down to Cillian Murphy versus Paul Giamatti. Giamatti, of course, won Best Actor in a Motion Picture Comedy or Musical at the Golden Globes. A great win. I love that performance too. So yeah, I feel like at Critics' Choice in a few days, Cillian Murphy will probably win there too. So like Bradley Cooper has to win Best Actor at SAG to have any shot moving forward. of winning the Oscar. But even if he won SAG, I just got the sense tonight at the Golden Globes, Maestro is probably not going to perform very well this season. And so, yeah, it's looking like Cillian Murphy might even sweep the season. He might win everything else. He will have to win at SAG for me to feel really confident in the Oscar victory, but it's looking pretty good for Mr. Cillian Murphy. The other category I got wrong was Best Screenplay. I was like toiling over that for days. In my video, I predicted Poor Things, and then in the last few days, I was thinking it might go to Past Lives, my favorite film of 2023, because Celine Song got into screenplay and director, and the movie was in motion picture drama. I thought they might want to give Past Lives something. Maybe Best Screenplay will be it. But then I was like, well, it might go to Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan might just win screenplay and director. That could happen too. But then it went to Anatomy of a Fall. Like, I figured because Anatomy of a Fall did not get into Best Director, I thought that might be in 5th or 6th place in that category. I never would have predicted Anatomy of a Fall for screenplay. So that was kind of a cool surprise. That was, I would say, the one big surprise on the film side at the Golden Globes that we got. I just never would have predicted that to happen. So I was very happy. That is one of the 10 best films of the year and is a terrific win. And then the other 8 categories I correctly predicted. Best Supporting Actress did go to Da'Vine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. I just felt because she's been really sweeping the critics' prizes and because The Color Purple is already fading a little bit, I thought in the hours leading up to the Golden Globes, like maybe Emily Blunt could be a surprise win there, since Oppenheimer I felt was going to do very well, but they went with Da'Vine Joy Randolph, and that was a wonderful win to see. She'll probably win at Critics' Choice. And then I think the only thing that might stop her in her tracks is if someone else wins at SAG. But right now, it's looking like Da'Vine Joy Randolph is probably going to win the Oscar in Supporting Actress. And then Supporting Actor did go to Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. This might be a sweep. He might win everything. He might win at Critics' Choice and BAFTA and SAG and get the Oscar. Everybody loves him. I feel like the industry has been looking for a reason to give him the Academy Award, give him lots of trophies, and his terrific performance in Oppenheimer, it feels like the right time for him. So that could happen. I would love to get a surprise along the way, since we've had so many wonderful supporting actor performances this past year. But yeah, Downey Jr., it's looking pretty good for him too. As I said, Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical went to Paul Giamatti. I think he is going to be competitive this season. I could see Paul Giamatti winning over Cillian Murphy somewhere along the way, like at SAG maybe. Like if Cillian Murphy has any sort of vulnerability, it could be at SAG, I feel like. And they might want to go with a Paul Giamatti. He won Best Supporting Actor many years ago there for Cinderella Man, even though George Clooney went on to win the Oscar for Syriana. So I'm not going to count him out for a potential win there, although I do think Cillian Murphy is probably winning at both Critics' Choice and BAFTA. Those feel right to me. In Best Actress, we didn't get any big surprises. Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy did go to Emma Stone for Poor Things. That is my favorite performance of 2023. She's going to be very competitive in the weeks to come. I do feel like Lily Gladstone, who won Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama, has the edge right now. She's probably going to win at Critics' Choice. And then again, we'll see what happens at SAG. Lily Gladstone had one of the best speeches of the night at the Golden Globes. She's just such a wonderful human being, so talented, gives a terrific performance in Killers of the Flower Moon. It's a great way to reward that film. So yeah, the Gladstone win was really good there. I did think for a moment there, Sandra Hüller was going to win Actress in a Motion Picture Drama, since Anatomy of a Fall won both Best Screenplay and Best Foreign Language Film. I was like, oh, they're really going for Anatomy of a Fall. They might go with Sandra Hüller here in Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama, but no, they picked Gladstone, and so now we have Stone versus Gladstone moving forward. I'm excited to see what happens at Critics' Choice and especially at SAG in this category. Barbie did not go home empty-handed. It won in Best Original Song, and it won Cinematic and Box Office Achievement. Because Barbie got so many nominations at the Golden Globes, I'm actually kind of surprised it didn't win more. I felt like it was going to take maybe something in the top categories, maybe motion picture, comedy, or musical, or supporting actor for Ryan Gosling. I feel like if Barbie was going to overperform in terms of wins, it was going to happen at the Golden Globes. So I don't know. I don't feel very good about the movie's chances going forward in terms of like winning a bunch of things in the top 8 or 10 categories. No, motion picture, comedy, or musical went to Poor Things, one of my favorite films of the year. I'm very interested in seeing how Poor Things is going to do in the weeks and months to come. I don't know if it can beat Oppenheimer for Best Picture anywhere, like a Critics' Choice or BAFTA. Like SAG Ensemble will be an interesting category to keep an eye on. Could Poor Things win there over Oppenheimer? Could Barbie win SAG Ensemble? The Holdovers? Like there were so many amazing ensemble films in 2023. That's going to be a very competitive race in the weeks to come here. And then Best Director, of course, went to Christopher Nolan. I think he is going to sweep this category at the televised ceremonies this season. I can't see him missing anywhere. It just feels like his time. He made one of his best films. It was a huge box office hit. He hasn't won up until this season very many major awards. So the Oscars is his to lose. He's going to win at Critics' Choice and Best Director, probably at BAFTA. Like, I'll be surprised if he loses anywhere along the way. I think Best Director already at the very beginning of January is pretty much sewn up. And then Best Motion Picture Drama went to Oppenheimer. Duh. Anything but Oppenheimer was going to be a surprise there, especially at the end of the ceremony after they'd already awarded the film Best Score, Best Supporting Actor, Best Actor, Best Director. Like, it was going to Oppenheimer. If they had announced The Zone of Interest, I mean, I think my jaw might have dropped to the floor. So, I mean, Oppenheimer felt kind of obvious, and that was the winner. I do think Oppenheimer is the movie to beat this season. At Critics' Choice, at SAG, at BAFTA, at the Oscars. It's feeling like Oppenheimer is coming for the whole thing. So it'll be interesting to see if we do get a surprise anywhere along the way. So overall, those are my thoughts about this year's Golden Globe Awards. Again, I did not like this show very much. I mean, the winners were pretty solid. The best part of this year's Golden Globes were the winners themselves. I was pretty happy. There wasn't one or two wins where I just was like, what? Seriously? Come on. There wasn't any of that, so that was nice. But the presentation of the show itself, the opening monologue, the stiffness to how the presenters moved about the stage, how the nominees were announced, how we didn't get any clips for the acting categories, but then the stand-up comedians part and the box office cinematic achievement part, those had clips going on for minutes on end. So there wasn't a good balance there. I wasn't happy about that. And so many commercials. Oh my God, there were just so many commercials. I couldn't take it anymore. Seriously. Like, with about 25 minutes left of the show, I tweeted out something like, I promise I love award season, but I need this show to end. Like, I was just kind of done. Hopefully Critics' Choice is better. SAG. Definitely the Oscars. I really enjoyed the last Oscar telecast. I was pretty happy with that. So I'm hoping they just do something similar to what they did last time there. The Golden Globes, if this show is going to continue for many years to come, they need to make some changes because this one didn't work for me at all. Thanks so much for watching. It is an exciting week. We have SAG Award nominations coming up here in a matter of hours. and I will have my Critics' Choice Award predictions in a matter of days. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time at the Awards Contender.